Charter Local Edition with your host, Dana Cowley.
Welcome to Charter Local Edition from the Capitol Building in beautiful Helena. Today my guest is Representative Jon Knokey. He's from District 65 in Bozeman. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. Really a pleasure.
Tell us about the people who elected you.
Yeah, so the people that elected me are in Bozeman, Montana. So Bozeman is the home of Montana State, and the district actually has a little bit of the college element, a little bit of the suburbs, and then on the far west side it has agriculture. So it's really one of the smaller but yet more diverse districts, and Bozeman is growing economically. We're booming. People are moving there, and we're part of our challenges and opportunities is to grow sustainably. So I'm happy as I could be to be up here in the middle of this legislative session, trying to figure out how we can impact Bozeman.
And then for those who don't know you very well, you went to Montana State and then continued on. Tell us a little bit about yourself for those who want to get to know you better.
Yeah, so I went to Montana State where I played football for the Bobcats, and when I graduated, went to go work for a small startup software company in Bozeman. And so was a sixth hire for a company, and we grew it, and we had a lot of successes with it. And then I decided to go back east for graduate school to get a degree in business and government. So I really like the intersection of business and government, and I wanted to get a master in both those domains and try to understand how business needs government, how government needs business, and how they should overlap and where they shouldn't overlap.
You probably had, coming from Montana and then going back to Harvard, correct?
Yeah.
Quite a difference there. And how did what you learned there bring value to what you're doing to serve the people here?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And for me, I was every bit as challenged at Montana State as I was in the halls of Harvard.
I've heard that's a very good school.
Yeah, and it's really just about understanding that people are similar no matter where they are in the country. Mm-hmm. The things that make us similar is our strengths. And going back east for me was a shot of confidence to know that everything I learned at Montana State put me in a good position to do that.
What business principles do you want to apply to the legislature? Because certainly on the federal level, we are moving away from politics and moving into business as government.
Yeah, so it's kind of at the expense of boring you. The reason I wanted to come to Helena was to focus in on the budget. So nobody really likes to talk about the budget because it's boring, but it's very, very important. And
that's how it runs.
Yeah, exactly right. That's how we pay for things. And so the challenge we have right now is that in fiscal year 13, we had $537 million in our ending fund balance. And so what we have is a bill called House Bill 2, which funds the state government. And that is a bill of about $10.2 billion for every 2 years, so $5.1 billion annually. And there's a cushion there. So much like you have a cushion in your checking account when dollars come in and dollars go out, that we have to have enough money for solvency.
When I don't have that cushion, I'm nervous.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Exactly right. And so that's why you're noticing a lot of people up here are nervous, because we need at the state of Montana about $200 million in this, what's called the ending fund balance, which is the cushion. And as I mentioned, in 2013, end of the fiscal year, we had $537 million. And at the end of fiscal year 17, which is this summer, we're going to have $79 million. So we're going to be well below that cushion. So really in the last 4 years, we burned through about $458 million of that cushion. And so that's where we're in this situation where we've got to be very cognizant of what we spend, some efficiency gains that we can make in some bureaucratic cuts, and make sure that we protect the most vulnerable Montana citizens and make sure they still get the services they need.
When you want to serve from the heart and take care of the people, which is really why you got elected,
Absolutely.
But you've got that business mind and know you've got to put that cushion back there. That's where the rubber meets the road. How do you plan to do that?
And that is the question that you just hope doesn't get wrapped up in politics, right? Because we have to do this. We have to figure out how to make it work and be sensible. In the years that I mentioned, those 4 years, we've had growth of revenues into the ending fund of about 5.9%. So 6% of growth.
Yeah, that's comfortable.
That's comfortable. We have a little bit of softening commodity prices that affect agriculture and gas and oil, but we've still been growing at 6%. The challenge that the state of Montana has is during that same exact time, government expenditures went up 18.9%. So that's 3 times. So it's no different than sitting around the kitchen counter at your house and someone's making $1 and someone's spending $3. That has to change. That has to change. We got to figure out how to rein in some of the spending or increase revenues. And so what I'm trying to do is live in the reality that the people of Montana have elected the majority of one party, and that party tends to be more conservative with taxes. And we've got to understand we just can't tax our way out of the problem. We can't raise the funds just in taxes to meet our needs. We've got to get one heck of a lot better at understanding how we lower the cost of government. And so for me, it's not necessarily a slash and burn and just try to cut the budget to make it work, but where can we get efficiency gains? Where can we find programs that are very valuable, like early intervention programs that matter in the long term, where we can save money, we can still meet the needs of the vulnerable citizens, and also thrive and not get not feel the repercussions of this current situation. And to me, it's about
Quite a balance.
it is quite a balance, and it's a good word to use, because I think about budgets much like a pilot driving an airplane. If you are 500 miles from your destination and you make slight course corrections over time, the passengers never feel it. But if you wait to the last second, like we are now, and you're coming into the runway, and you're several miles off, and you got to make a hard swerve, everyone feels it. So what we need to do is we need to build back up our ending fund, and then going forward, we need to not politicize the budget. We need to not play funny budget games and transfer monies left and right. We just need to figure out how our policy gets paid for and be very transparent with the Montana taxpayer, because that's a sacred trust that they have placed upon us and voted us into office, is to use tax dollars wisely.
Yes. John, thank you. We appreciate you being here so much. I wish you very good luck with what you're working on.
Thank you.
You have great challenges this year, but great people here. So
Fantastic, and thank you for letting me talk about the budget. I know it's not the funnest of subjects.
Oh no, it needs to be talked about, especially this year. So thank you so much for being here.
Absolute
we
pleasure.
Appreciate it. Wish you the best of luck. This is Senator Jon Knokey. I'm Dana Cowley, and this is Charter Local Edition.
Charter Local Edition has been an exclusive presentation of Charter Communications. View all episodes at localeditiononline.com.